It's the day after the boat accident that we will remember for the rest of our lives.
It was my fault because the train skipped off the track.
We have been living with a family in the remote atolls of the Tuamotu Islands while we try to figure out our next steps. We need to remove the boat from the reef, but after what it's been through, there's no certainty that it will float. A group of local boat owners have taken it upon themselves to make an ocean rescue committee to save the numerous boats that fall victim to the reef and ocean in this challenging area. It's entirely volunteer. And while they are keen to help us, they are concerned about liability and the risk of damaging their boats.
Okay, so we've just negotiated a deal to get 4 boats to go try today. Okay, so we decided to make negotiation with the mayor and I don't know who the other guys.
Owners of the boats.
Owners of the boats.
Bruno, and then a translator.
A couple translators. And it was a negotiation. Initially it sounded like they were going to help us for free yesterday, and then it turned into, well, they want money. And so it became a negotiation. It's a risky situation still. Like if somebody gets hurt, I think we could end up in trouble. I think it's a low likelihood that somebody's going to get hurt, but it's still liability that we're taking on in the situation. Sunday is a really important day to people here because they're religious and they don't work Sundays. And so part of our negotiation was that we do this today because weather sort of requires us to get on this. And now we're going to drop a contract so that we're clear on who's responsible for what and who gets paid what and all that. And then we're going to sign that and then we're going to go for it.
The mission is commencing. The wind has switched today, so it's coming from the opposite side, pushing Kiana off the reef, which is at least that's the thing. This is going to be Ben's first time seeing Kiana since we got off the boat.
Does not look promising at all. I would say it's not that bad. Like it's bad where we are on the reef, but the damage looks good to me so far. Inside the boat, everything's okay.
So far, I'm worried about after they tug us, but
I didn't look behind the panel yet. Yeah, that's fine.
Over the next few hours, Ben and I took valuables off the boat in the event that it didn't float after we tugged on it. And in the event that it did float, Ben ran the generator, checked all the systems, and prepped the boat as best as we could. One of the locals, Gabrielle, joined us to lend a hand.
we have this Gem who's been helping us. He's helping me inside because it's hard to like stand inside. You're standing on an angle, so you're kind of climbing over things that aren't meant for feet, and then lifting heavy things. So he was helping me inside. I got the bilge exposed, got the things that are on the like upward side moved. And now he's harvesting an oyster. I don't know what's going on. I thought you eat them. C'est à manger?
Oui.
Maintenant?
Oui.
Okay. I have to catch it. Merci. Est-ce que je dois cuisiner ou non? Juste mange maintenant?
On peut manger, on peut cuisiner. Un peu avec citron.
Est-ce que je mange maintenant?
Oui, oui. Mange. Citron.
I don't know, actually. It's like rubbery, and it tastes like the sea. It's almost both. Good for me.
Okay, merci, Gabriel.
Oui, dale, dale.
Again. All right, so we just did a whole bunch of work, kind of exhausted, but checked the windlass, checked the engine, checked all the pumps, checked the manual pumps, checked the batteries, charged the batteries, got everything off the floor, got access to our
Opened our bilges.
We set up the crash pump. I got lines ready.
You cleared some water out.
Checked the rudder looks good. So yeah, I mean the tides come up a little bit. Gabriel came and helped this guy. And I don't know, it still looks like a total like
Crapshoot.
But I don't know, we're as ready as we can be. You always see this happen, like this happens all the time, right? All over the world, there's always boats washed up on shore and on reefs. And you always think, man, that would suck, but that'll probably never happen to me.
I know.
Everybody's out for the big event.
The entire town is here.
People have got blankets out for the viewing, like it's a fireworks show or something.
The contracts had been agreed to, but not yet signed, so we read them aloud before heading out to pull on the boat.
So we agree that the boat operators, the Fiat, will help us try to get the boat to deep water. I'm responsible for her safety and my boat. They're responsible for their safety and their boat.
Accord de remorquage.
Okay, so we just read the contract, we got the crew, this is it, it's go time. Fingers crossed. Just don't.
Go!
Open.
On. Still.
Two lines from the bow. One goes to the red boat. One goes to, well, it's going to be the aluminum boat. And then we're doing a third line, it looks like, to the bow for this guy. So it's turning into quite the operation. I think we're going to start to pull.
We managed to spin the boat all the way around, so we're now bow.
Through some kind of miracle, Kiana's bow actually managed to swing around about 90 degrees and move 15 feet closer to the edge of the reef.
So they're unable to pull us straight out. We just make no progress. But they've got us back into the channel that we made with our keel. We're still heeled right over, it's still really dry, but they can zigzag us out, it seems like, and make a little bit of progress, kind of like tacking. We're downwind tacking right now, we're jabbing out of here.
For their keel.
I actually really want to put a sail up, but Alie says no.
I'm not saying no, I'm just saying look at the gravity of it. It would just fall down. It wouldn't.
I don't think so.
La quille est bloquée.
Alright, so it looks like we're giving up for today. Fortunately, the time's gotten too low and we're not making progress. Ooh, that doesn't look good, does
It's black, Ben.
It was black before though.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's not good. How'd today go?
A lot better than your ankle's going.
Well, you're fixing my foot.
I'm nesting.
What happened out there? We couldn't record much because we had no battery basically.
So we were able to pivot the boat. Lift. Okay. Scooch down. So your ankle. We were able to pivot the boat. I pivoted it to face towards the direction we want to go, which is 15 meters to the opposite side of the coral. But then when we tugged, kind of pitch pulled a bit and ground the keel, the bow went tilted down, and now the keel, when we pull, it's kind of like this like farm tool that people drag, like to create dredges or whatever. So we only have about 1.5 meters until we're in deeper water for the keel. So, but it's just not budging.
Allie's cheating on Bruce over here. Okay, folks, another day here in paradise at Bruno and Sabrina's place. They've been so kind, so much hospitality here. They cooked us a lovely chicken dinner last night with some leftover pork that was done wrapped in, I think, banana leaves and cooked underground for like a really long time. It had a really nice smoky flavor. Anyway, we're getting ready. High tide is again this afternoon, so it's not a big rush to get out. Alie and I are going to go to the post office now that it's Monday and pull out some cash so we can make good on our agreement here. And yeah, we're going to give it a go again with all the same boats today. I think it's kind of an agreement that when we do this, it's sort of like it's either going to work or it's not at high tide. We'll probably give up pretty quickly if it's not going to work. In the meantime, we'd have to just secure, I mean, there's a big storm coming, I think in 2 days still. So we'd have to really secure the boat and hopefully it survives that storm. So there's still some pressure to get this done today if we can.
I like how they live here. It's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. I didn't want to use their water because they get a lot of it from the rain.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, just leave the taps on, like it's good for my trees. So like they have a water table under and they use a pump to pull it up.
Yeah, they have a well.
And like a well. Also, they pull it up, wash their dishes, and then it goes just leave it on the ground so it feeds the trees that then
Are they banana
food.
trees?
Yeah,
banana trees.
they're banana trees. So then they get food and then they can kind of like cycle through and it's cool. And then all these animals are kind of strays, but with their scraps, like their chicken bones and stuff, they just like throw them to the dogs and throw them to the cats and they just kind of like hang out here, drink some fresh water and eat their scraps.
They're strays, but they kind of belong to this house.
Yeah.
They don't go inside ever.
No.
Oh, you guys all want the camera? Hey, baby.
This is my favorite cat. He looks like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings because his eyes are too big for his head.
We headed out to get cash to pay the community, and I convinced Ben to see a doctor about his foot on the basis that we had to replace the bandages that Bruno had given us.
Oh, we're in a pickle. Pickliest of pickles. The prickliest of pickled pickles, really. Because the bank here won't take Visa, and then I tried my debit, it won't take that either. And I was like, no worries, we'll get our friends and family to wire transfer you and then we can transfer them. And they're like, you can't transfer here. We have no way to get money.
Money's a problem. But we did get
We have money, we just can't get to it.
Once at the doctor's office, she not only helped with the ankle, but had, of course, heard about the only English-speaking white people in the community and had some really great ideas on how to get Kiana off the reef by creating pulley systems out of the coral heads.
Okay. And then you attach this to a big boat, and then it's like a pulley system.
adds leverage.
That's genius. It's like okay. We're preparing to head back out to the boat for our day 2 attempt. First mate's log. It's like noon 1 and I'm already exhausted. It's just draining translating, I find. Thinking in between 2 languages and of course the emotional roller coaster. But am I hopeful today? Do you think it's gonna work? I am incredibly hopeful that it does, but I am not feeling like it's likely. Whatever. Here we go. Operation. We have people putting floats under the low side of the boat. He's filling oil drums with water to create heaviness and attaching it to the mast so that we can tilt it over a bit and put tin roofing under the keel so that we can slide it. We have people digging and removing giant coral heads and rocks and free things. And I don't know what the pipes, we're putting, and those are piping, like pipes and big pieces of bamboo to use as like a track and rollers and stuff to kind of put under the keel to roll it forward. There's only about a meter till we're in deeper water, so. And then these guys are attaching their boats to the ropes that attach to our bow. It's crazy, really. It's like they've done this before.
So the crew's all out here. All sorts of innovative ideas. The wind's died down, so we don't really have that like wave action in our favor anymore, which is maybe the biggest factor that I wish we could change. Wish we still had that. And I think it's already past high tide, so I'm hoping to see an attempt here pretty soon.
I feel like we're giving ourselves a really good chance. I still don't know if we have enough water. There just seems like not a lot of water. We're gonna give it 3 tries today. If it doesn't work by the 3rd try, we'll try again tomorrow, because tomorrow there's quite a bit of wind. And it will bring in a lot of waves, and waves at least mean more water under the hull. So yeah. It seems, these guys seem like wonderfully determined, and it feels like they're really pulling out all the stops to get us off the reef, and they're like, we'll just keep working until we get you off the reef. So that feels awesome. Here we go. Attention, Gabrielle. Pulling. Come on, Kiana, move even just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit forward.
La marée, hein? La marée.
Wait, le marée haute demain? Well, we're done for the day. There's just not enough water under this boat. 9 tons is a lot to move with 3 little boats. As Ben said, it feels like trying to tow a truck with a bunch of bicycles. So tomorrow the wind is supposed to blow 15 and 20, which means there'll be a waves coming into the lagoon, which means there'll be a little bit more water under the heel to work with. Bummer. Feels a bit anticlimactic, but feels like I live here now, so I think I'm going to start learning Polynesian words, and
I agree. Probably the best thing to do is wait for these waves to come tomorrow. If they're going to come, we might as well use them.
Yeah.
The hard thing, though, is then when we get off, like, if we get off, it's going to be harder to deal with whatever problems we're dealing with at that point in, like, windy, shitty conditions. But c'est la vie.
oh, well, you're so French.
Voila.
Boo boo. Someone made fun of his foot today and was like,
My boo-boo, my bobo.
it was like, what's your boo boo?
Ben and I stayed late that night on the boat after this day of work in order to remove some of the heavy items. We dumped our water tanks, removed the jerry cans, and I patched up some of the damage on the skeg. Hopefully tomorrow would be better, because if it didn't, the storm that was supposed to arrive would likely be the end of Kiona and breaking waves.
Parle-moi Bruno, maintenant, allez filer.
Maintenant?
Le mât. Je pense ça pour mettre. Ça boule. C'est pas comme hier, hein? Comme hier.
Mm-hmm. So I just went down to check the boat and at sunrise, and it's bouncing around, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Apache, we call it, I think his name is Apache, just came up to me on the bike in a big hurry saying, now's the time, look it, it's good. But I don't know if we have a boat lined up. I couldn't understand him. Good morning. Oh. Alright, so Bruno's still asleep. It's early. But we're gonna walk down to the marina. Try to put out the word now that I got my translator awake. That the guy with the big boat, Sebastian, he has to work today here. The community building. So, and they're also feeling worried about safety, which I respect. But it's different now that the boat's actually moving around, and what they're worried about is the line that's getting too much tension and then snapping and whipping back, and that is a super dangerous thing. So it's understandable. Here comes Apache. But I'm gonna try to put the word out that I'll pay his wage. I'll even double his wage today that he would if he takes the day off to give it a try with his big 300 horsepower engine.
Oh, babe.
Ouais. Faut aller regarder le terrain.
So I think Gabriel just told Ali we should go wake up the
Vice president, and he was like, well, why don't you ask Leon? And I was like, well, is he sleeping? He was like, yeah, just wake him up. Quoi que c'est l'heure à SAM, je vais pas faire maintenant.
Et la route,
Oui,
en moto,
oui.
on voit l'autre façon.
À Sébastien? OK. Est-ce qu'il va dormir, tu penses? Ouais. Réveillé, Louis?
Je vais l'appeler puis lui aller.
OK. OK, je vais demander à Sébastien.
Ouais.
OK. Merci.
Didn't now wake up Sebastian.
I'm just like, which I feel awkward doing, but they seem to be like, just go do it.
I'm getting this.
Je cherche Sébastien à essayer de tirer le bateau.
Ouais, c'est lui là. C'est mieux de maintenant le matin pour tirer. La route, il faut plus monter.
Oui.
Bonjour, Sebastian.
Before we got started, Sebastian wanted to show us the boat that he was contracted to build for the atoll's small government.
Ah oui.
Oh, wow.
Commune,
Uh-huh.
mairie.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va, ça va?
They would be sharing it with the neighboring atoll, and its purpose would be to transport people and goods back and forth.
Normalement, on va inaugurer vendredi, on va mettre à l'eau.
OK.
Vendredi.
6 mois para le bateau?
Tu as fait ce bateau?
Ouais.
En 6 mois?
Incroyable.
Ouais, maintenant, aujourd'hui, peut-être
ça veut dire
au mois de novembre, ça a commencé à construire.
They construit, ça c'est... They started in November.
Wow.
C'est fait de quoi? Parce que c'est
Incroyable.
Contreplaqué, tout en bois.
3 planks of wood.
Wow. What will they name the boat?
Quel est le nom du bateau?
De la longueur,
Non, la nom.
Tangi Torea.
Tanit
Ouais,
Torea.
Tangi Torea.
Tangi Torea.
Voilà.
Tangi Torreira.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
C'est on dit ça, le sifflement ou le pleur de Tangi Torea, un oiseau. Tangi Torea, c'est un oiseau.
C'est un oiseau.
Voilà.
It's a type of bird.
Oiseau qui pleure.
And it's a crying bird.
Oh. Okay, so I'm feeling better. Seems like everyone knows now's the time.
Everybody's awake.
Everybody's for it, it seems like. Everyone thinks this is a good time. I'm ready to get out there, but I'm feeling good. Yeah, a bunch of good looking men around here. That's
I'm baffled. I'm still like dumbfounded by how they built that boat.
I was talking about the good looking men.
Oh, no.
This place is either our nightmare or it's like I'm gonna love this place forever.
Yeah.
Like I can't quite decide. I keep changing my mind. The people are incredible.
Yeah.
Apparently it's so difficult to just wake people up here.
Yeah, and they just drive their trikes onto their front yard and yell their name until they get out of bed.
So yeah, feeling good start to the day.
He's nice. He's like, I hope that you make it today. And I was like, me too. He's like, I'll make a prayer. I was like, thank you. And then I was like, because if it doesn't happen today, he was like, you live here forever. Seems like go time. Making tracks now. Everybody's getting in their boats, and hopefully today is the day.
We are rocking, baby. We might get this. That's the most hopeful situation we've seen yet.
Yeah.
Look at all this water. This looks way, way, way better today. We have a plan where when we pull, as soon as we're pulling, I gotta release the main halyard to take the counterweight off the mast. It's a lot more dynamic today, but I mean, the water is so much better. Made some movement. Alie and Alexis are working the windlass. Do you need me to help, Alie? The wind's picking up even more, which is good. Waves, but tougher to pull against. Made a little bit of progress, but we're stopping for now.
A little bit of rain just for some sabotage. We're moving. little bit of rain for some atmosphere.
La chaîne, il faut, la chaîne.
It literally looks like we have like 10 more feet to go until we're on the outside of the reef. I put the dinghy to the back of the boat when we got here. So we've moved that much. So the windlass isn't super strong to be doing this, and also the stripper broke off of it. So when we're pulling in the chain, it gets bound because it just keeps going, and then it kind of bounds up. It doesn't go in the hole that goes into that locker. So it sounds like the chain, when we're moving forward, is now wrapped around a coral head, preventing us from moving forward. Always something. We have so many people in the water, though. I think it'll be okay. We just have to undo that. These guys are sticking their pole, their like iron pole, under the keel and just trying to like leverage up while every time a wave comes, and then Ben and Alexis are at the front pulling in the chain little by little every single time it goes up a bit. Oh my god, guys, we're like 5 feet. The button! What? Let it go! Down! On bottom! I know we're almost floating! He's not a boat!
It was around this time that I stopped and had a moment where I looked around at the operation that was happening around me, and I thought, this is chaos. We had divers in the water with the tin roofing and managing our anchor chain. We had men swinging on oil drums hanging from the mast. We had people pushing from behind. Ben was operating the windlass at the front. I was on winches and translating duties, and rain was pelting all of us in the eyes. It was an absolute circus.
This is chaos. Everyone's just yelling at each other.
A circus that I wouldn't trade for anything.
Floating. We have a boat still. We have a boat still. We Oh my god. Builders!
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the episode. Just want to say thank you to everybody who's reached out recently over the last 2 episodes and given us nice comments and support. It's felt really nice to have a community behind us throughout all of this.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of people offer to support us through like a GoFundMe or some sort of financial donation, which is really kind and generous. At this time, we're opting not to set up a GoFundMe for ourselves, and we would rather try to earn all of our expenses back from this very expensive ordeal. So the best way we can do that is to keep making videos and for you guys to join Patreon if you haven't already. That'll really help us recover our costs if we have more patrons. So, and if you still feel like you want to do something more, we're going to set up a GoFundMe to send the money directly to the community for the people that helped us get off the reef.
We owe everything to them.
Yeah, so we paid them an amount already, but we feel like they deserve so much more for the number of people and the level of effort and, 3 days spent on the reef helping recover the boat and putting us up and all that. So we paid them what we could, but yeah, if you feel like contributing more than just Patreon, then yeah, check out our GoFundMe. That the money goes directly to the community.
I do know that they're dreaming about a workboat. So they are a volunteer organization, but they do have aspirations for a workboat, so they don't have to use their own personal boats to help people off the reef or to help people who get in trouble in between the atolls.
Yeah,
so
like a proper aluminum rescue boat / workboat with like twin 300s, like a really proper boat, which they don't have. And given that they do a lot of ocean rescue, not just reefs, but like people stranded out at sea and stuff like that, I think it's a really cool cause. So they might use the money for that, or they might choose to pay the community members even more money that helped us. So that's up to them. And yeah, it'd be cool if you consider contributing to that. And otherwise, please join our Patreon and help us earn back all of our very large expenses from this incident.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not out of the woods yet in the episodes either. So if you haven't already, definitely hit subscribe. And there's a lot of work to do on the boat, and then there's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So
she might be floating, but she's not out of the woods yet.
Definitely not. So thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, and looking forward to chatting with all the new patrons.